Here's my Massey Ferguson 1240. I'm replacing the clutch on it. And the clutch isn't bad. What it is the pressure plate fingers wore out. And just so you know what they look like, you can see it here, these new fingers are out. That mine were, they were ground down all the way in there. I don't know how. It just grabbed them at the bottom. I already got it all back together. The clutch and pilot bearing and throwout bearing. I'll tell you what I hadn't been doing for years and didn't know about it. This linkage, I got it getting freed up now for the clutch, the pilot bearing, or throwout bearing. But in here in this pan, there's some rubber bushings, and I'll show you after we get it together. There's a grease fitting on this side, and there's another grease fitting right here on this side. I highly recommend on these tractors you grease them. As my ignorance, I always grease everything in on undercarriage and joints and all that, but I never greased that. Just didn't know any better. Never had to get down in. I figured it was a hydraulic assembly instead of mechanical, so never paid attention until the clutches wore out, and that may have been stuck, you know, running on that them fingers of that pressure plate there. But that's it. It's not too bad to break down. The most aggravating part, I guess, is taking the whole steering column out, and that's about the only way I know to do it. You got all that linkage and wires and cables, and it don't take long to get it apart. It might be different putting it back together, but I'll get it back together and show you how it goes from there. But good old tractor. I got I think about 1,000 hours on this thing, so I've had it for the last 8-10 years. It's 98 model. I've had about 257 hours when I got it, so it's pretty new. I don't know what the life of clutch is, but I know I mow with mine in the yard with that rear mower I put on it, and I ride my clutch a whole lot, just coasting and turning. So right when I pulled it off and seen them fingers were out, I knew I was the gremlin that done it. But I'll get it put back together, get another video. Have a good one. God bless you. Alright guys, here it is. I got it, clutch and everything put back in on this Massey Ferguson 1240. Then took her out for a test spin, brought her back in here. Turned out good, real pleased. It grabs harder, it grabs real quick though. The clutch I put in it was didn't have the springs. It was a solid clutch. I'll show you. I think I got one over here like on the Jeep. See right there's a clutch, and it's got them springs on it, and that just helps when you gauge it, gives a little bit of cushion. The other one's solid, but that's fine. It gets the job done. If I was to do it again, I'd probably get it with the springs, but it's what they had. It works good, got everything adjusted out. I got it so it lasted on the bottom that way, because my problem was last time my clutch actually got bound up just a little bit, didn't spring. I greased everything good, and it wore my fingers out on my pressure plate. Right here you see, I don't know if you see out there's a fitting. You better take him off. There's grease fittings to grease that clutch rod. There's one right there and one on the other side. I never greased it, didn't think nothing about it, but I got almost 1,000 hours on this thing. And my fingers were out. Right here's the other one. Take it off. And this up under it too, you got linkage and need to grease your brake linkage too. While I was at it, because I had to drain all the oil out of it to pull that thing apart, I ran ahead and put new oil filters, everything. And I've been running wick, and as you know, like for an air filter for wick's about $68 for two. You know, and you got inner and outer, so you got over $110–15 right there in filters. I called NAPA, and man, they were a lot cheaper. And when I took it out of the box, the actual oil filter and hydraulic filter was a wick and NAPA. But I got my clutch and everything from Carolina Clutch, and they saved me a ton of money. As you can see, Carolina Clutch and Brake in Hickory, North Carolina. pressure plate, it was a remanufactured, it was $149. The throwout bearing 45, pilot bearing 6. Anyhow, something like that. And I had $20 to turn it down. Total bill was like $269, so I'm well pleased with that. That's cheaper than I could find anywhere on the internet. And considering that Massey Ferguson place, they wanted $700 by itself just for the pressure plate. Here's them NAPA filters. I'll write the part number down on the bottom of the comments. Anyhow, they were so much cheaper. Like the air filters were like 30 bucks a piece. One was 30, one was 36, and the oil filter was $6, and the hydraulic filter $16. Anyhow, I didn't have about $100 in filters and oil. And right there is the outer filter. They didn't send me the inner filter. It's on. It should be here Monday, so I'll put them all together back in. That thing will have a good service job on it. But I'll post the part numbers for the NAPA filters that cross-references over that 1240 with the wick. But I don't know, it weren't that big of a job. The worst part about this whole deal was that column, that steering column, taking all that steering column apart, because you got all the linkage and everything. You got to take this whole pan out, unbolt this whole thing here and come out, and got all the rods, tie rods with a little, them cotter pins hard to get to. Just got to be patient with it. I don't have no decals on this thing. I bought this thing at an auction when I had about 200 hours on it. And you know, the paint just chips over time, and or it faded real bad. I just shot it with some industrial red tractor paint, and it gets the job done. I'm well pleased with it. That's a little insight on it there. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Have a good day.